Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Uh, I want to make a video on uh, if you are a landowner. Well, it's a series of videos. And if you're a landowner from maybe 5 to 20 acres, and uh, you may have people wanting to come join your area. And the thing is, maybe now might be a good time for people to understand what I do as a personal health and personal safety consultant. Because of this pandemic, this is let's see, the April 4th, 2020, and the thing is, uh, smart people don't want to be caught up in the city during hard times. Um, and these hard times could be anything from your house catching on fire, a flood, um, and that's on a personal level. But also, it could be like this pandemic that we're going through now, or any other kind of state of emergency, I guess you might say. And for you, it's a state of emergency, whether it is for the whole community, the state, or the country. Because, like I say, this is all based on my experience, not only in the United States but outside the United States. Um, I've seen a lot of emergencies. I've seen a lot of heartache and seeing people going through things that it shouldn't be as tough as it is that they're going through, but because of poor planning, it hasn't been well for them. And let's see, and so the thing is, if you had some forethought ahead of time, thinking about this stuff ahead of time, it might be a little easier for you to go through these situations. But as a landowner, there may be a time when you have family or friends or something that may want to come out and spend some time with you for whatever reason. And this is what this series is going to be about. All the to give you an idea of problems that you're going to have to um, get through, or even better, avoid. And that's what I'm trying to do, is help you avoid problems. I've had people, landowners, even some with even more than 20 acres, uh, that people have been getting a hold of them, thinking that they wanted to come out there and stuff like that. But and they were saying, well, some of these people, they wouldn't mind, and other people they don't, and they just are having a hard time trying to figure all this stuff out. This is what this series of videos is about. So a landowner might find this very interesting. And if you are looking for a place for refuge, this might be something you be considering too, because you'll need to know what a landowner would be expecting and looking at. And now I came from Oklahoma. In the community, it was like 400 population. It was a pretty good sized little community, and we expected it to grow to 2,000 if it was really extreme situations. Now, uh, now I would, and that's why I'm already out here. I'm already went to a place of refuge. I don't want to be amongst the crazies that are going on, and I've noticed it just since I go to town, a little town. It's not far, well, it's kind of far from here, but it's a whole lot farther than the big city. And but I noticed the people acting really weird with that 6 foot distancing. It really cuts back on the socializing, and people aren't friendly. It's really bad. I don't like it at all. I mean, going to the town. I can't even imagine what the cities are going to be like when they are asking you to stay in your house. So I would say having a place of refuge would be a good thing, even now, just so then you can kind of have a, a normal kind of life, not only for you and your family, but with other people, because the since out here the social distancing is not that it's not that mandatory, and matter of fact, it's not needed at all if you have the system set up properly. And so if you are the landowner, you need to figure out who you're going to allow to come in as a guest. And the people that do come in have to understand they are a guest. Now, there's all kinds of things you're going to have to consider as a landowner. And this is what we're going to be talking about in this series. All the different kinds of things that you need to consider and make sure there's an understanding before these guests are on your property. And now this is, like I say, it's a lot different than when I came from. And we were not going to have all of the three-man militia stuff that we would have in that larger community. So it's going to be different. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a link down below on the blog. I made a blog with hundreds of videos on there about all the three-man militias, how they operate, and this is that's going to be down below, and you'll have an idea. But you're not going to have an access to all of these, but you will have an access to a small community other than yours down the road, or someplace. When you're out here in the country like this, I mean, we're way out, and so it's you're not going to have everything, but what you don't have, somebody else will have in another community. And this is why it's important for you to think about this before the situation arises. And now you can pretty much figure, but it depends on the ground. Here you notice we have a lot of open land, and then behind us there's even more. We've got a lot of open land. So, but you can kind of figure on maybe on an acre, maybe have somebody setting up there. And now you are, as a landowner, you are allowing these guests to come only for a particular amount of time. Now, in a lot of emergencies, you don't really know how long this is going to happen. So you can't commit to a certain amount of time. But what you can do is commit to, like, maybe we'll go for a week. We'll see, you can be here for a week, and after the first week, we can sit down, we can kind of talk about it a little bit more, and make sure you understand the rules, and how it's is it something that you can live with after you've been here for a week. And then maybe after that you might want to do it every month. You have a sit down as an individual sit down. Now this isn't as a group. No, this is just for that particular household or individual, however they're coming out here. And so when you're doing it like that, this makes sure that they understand that they're not living here. They're a guest. And so their time here will be for a short amount of time until whatever kind of episode they're going through has passed, or how long they can fit into this community. So this is why you need to have a sit down talk with them and explain. Now remember, each we'll call it a household. Each household that comes in, there's going to be some basic rules that everybody has to go by, but also that particular household is allowed to be here for a particular reason. They've got skills. There's something about them that would benefit you and your little area here. And so that's otherwise. If you don't have anything to benefit me as a landowner, why would I want you on my property? Why would I want to deal with whatever it is that you going to have to, whatever kind of problems you're going to give me? Why would I want to deal with it unless you are benefiting me some way or another? So that's why it's a week. And you might do that every week, or you might do it for a couple, 2 or 3 weeks, and then you do it by the month. I mean, as the time goes on, you'll figure out what's going on. Like right now with this pandemic, I would say you would be doing it 1 week at a time. Now, if it's in the way of your house burned down, something like that, we'll do it for a week, maybe another week, and then we can go month to month. So then you can let me know how things are coming up on your end, and I can let you know how things are going on my end. And this will allow you another month to go find someplace else to go. Now, how are your household? Is your household going to come out here in an RV? Are you going to be staying in the barn? Are you going to be in a tent? Are you going to be in a spare bedroom in the house? I mean, these are things that you need to have figured out. Personally, right now, the way I see it, it's better if you had an RV and you could stay in your RV. Now, when you come to my area, I will look in your RV to make sure you have all the stuff that you're going to need. You have the shelter, the RV, water. What we're going to do about water? Okay, now we've got a pond and we've got a water well and we've got rural water, so we've got plenty of water. So water is not a problem as long as you've got a way to clean that water for your consumption, because you're not going to be using our water at the household. We're not a guest in our house. You're a guest on our property. And make sure you have food. I mean, you didn't come out here expecting me to feed you, did you? You know what I mean? So there's going to be that. Now, what requirements will you be needing to take care of on your end? We'll stop here and we'll make another video talking about the requirements that I would expect as a landowner. If you were to come to my property, this is what we would expect. This is Mike, nostressmike.com.